Welcome to a YouTube video recorded in Sweden by me, David J.P. Phillips, giving you the most important fundamental subject of your entire life, which is public speaking and communication skills. My guy, Anton, we were brainstorming different ideas that we could do to give you knowledge, give you skills to become a better person in life. And he said, why not just shoot off 3 tips on public speaking? You know, what are your 3 best tips when you coach people, when you present, when you do keynotes? What are they? The first and the absolute most fundamental tips of all tips. I studied the 5,000 public speakers, figured out the 110 skills. The most important skill of all of those is it's not doing that. Not using filler sounds. Almost like a magic power to not using filler sounds. Because you see, you tend to use filler sounds when you are nervous, when you don't know what you're going to say, when you lose your train of thought, or when you're lying, or when you're not confident. So every time you use filler sounds, even if you are confident, it'll seem like you're not confident. Do you see the power in that? So let me give you an example. First, I'll do one example without a pause, and I'll add a pause, and then I'll add filler sounds so you can hear the difference. Here we go. This is a classical rhetorical proverb. Did you know that every single decision you've ever taken in your entire life and you will take for the rest of your life is based on one thing and one thing only? And that is an emotion. If you give that emotion to the people listening, they will take the decisions you want them to take. So my coach comes in and he says, David, my God, you're very good, but your pausing sucks. And I'm like, okay, let me try again. Did you know that every single decision you've ever taken in your entire life and you will take for the rest of your life is based on one thing and one thing only? And that's an emotion. Now, if you give that emotion to the people listening, they will take the decisions you want them to take. Quite a difference, right? But what happens when you do what the absolute majority tend to do? They add filler sounds instead of pauses. Well, it goes like this. Did you know that every single decision you've ever taken in your entire life and you will take for the rest of your life is based on one thing and one thing only? And that is an emotion. And if you give that emotion to the people listening, they will take the decisions you want them to take. Do you hear the difference? I promise you this. The day you cut out your filler sounds, you'll be perceived as more credible and you'll feel more confident. That was tips number 1 out of 3. Tip number 2 comes down to public speaking and body language. So what is the most crucial thing there? It's gotta do what you do with your hands. You see, a lot of people tend to be scared when they communicate, especially when they do public speaking or presentations. So they tend to lock their body language. Now, after studying 5,000 public speakers, I've seen a lot of versions of this. One of the most popular ones is obviously the fig leaf position. You got the double bunny position, the right bunny position, the left bunny position, the right hockey tackle, the left hockey tackle, the double forklift. You have the peacock, very, very common about men. And then you have the major, you have the Merkel, you have the prayer, and you have the beggar. Weirdest one I've ever seen is the British horse rider. For some unknown reason, they take their hands, place them slightly too high, and then they speak. Doesn't it look like they're going like, there's a fox over there, I'm getting it, I'm leaving stage now? Weirdest, actually, was the T-Rex. Now, why has never, ever anyone told them, this looks weird and threatening? You should be using your gestures for what they're supposed to be used for. Increase the value, lower the value. To underline what is being said, say that you're going to go through 5 things. Come here, stop. Or say, for instance, that I'm saying that I'm going to catch a ball. I'm catching a ball. But as soon as I use gestures, it's more clear. I'm catching a ball. And if I actually, for instance, if I'm going to catch a ball, I can do that in real life. Or I can just say, I'm going to catch a ball, which doesn't make any sense at all. Or I can show it with gestures. I'm going to catch a ball. You can't carry stuff around with you all the time, so using invisible props is brilliant in order to increase or enhance the purpose and the object that you're talking about in the particular part of your presentation. Now, I'd like to show you the true power of gestures. Your ancestors, as far as time goes, has been using hands and gestures to increase the value and the clarity of what they're saying to such an extent that your brain is more primed to understanding gestures than words. See if you can follow this. You should learn more about public speaking, because if you do, you will become better. You will grow and you will develop as a human being. People will love whatever you're doing, listen to you attentively, look at your slides, enjoy your presentations and conversation. They will do anything to come to your next talk. So learn more about this, because you'll become a better person, for sure. Ha! Boom! Nice talking to you. The combination of all of those gestures, I'm sorry for the last one, by the way, it was impossible to understand what I said because my gestures were counteracting what I was saying. So in your talk, number 1, add functional gestures to it. Number 2, use invisible props by showing invisible things with your hands. And 3, remember that they're more powerful than the word, but most powerful if they work in synchronization. We have come to the third and the last tip. What am I doing wrong now? A lot of presenters start their presentations like this. Welcome, it is awesome to be here. Great to see you all, and it's going to be a pleasure delivering this keynote to you. And what are they doing? They're fleeing the scene. You see, when we get scared, we either freeze, we go in flight, or we fight. Now, fighting your audience is a bad idea. Fleeing from them may be a slightly better idea. A lot of people tend to freeze as well. What can we take with us from this? Well, avoid reversing when you're starting your presentation. Because you see, as soon as you do this, I gain your attention and I show confidence. Not only that, but I create confidence in myself just by taking a step forward when I begin my presentation. Now, isn't that a powerful tool and skill to have? So what shall I do about the walking? I don't call this walking, I call it dancing. When I have students who dance all over the place, it's like, what are you doing? I'm presenting. No, you're not. You're dancing. Oh, am I? And they see the camera recording of themselves and they go like, oh my God, how long have I been doing that in my life? If I tell them to stand still, it's impossible. If I tell them, the secret key to all public speaking, which goes like this, you're allowed to move just as much as you wish, as long as every single movement on stage is functional. Which means that as soon as you say something like, and then we backed away from the elephants attacking us, and then we moved forward to the goal and the objective that we wanted in life. You see, time began somewhere over here and progressed to here. You see, you use your stage to walk to point, to walk to point, to walk to interact, or walk around to increase the value and clarity of what you're saying. That was the third tip. When Anton asked me this question, which 3 tips do I want to share? It did take me 2 or 3 minutes to figure it out. Because you see, in my head, I could give you probably 1,000 tips on how to be a better public speaker. More coming up, for sure. Hope you enjoyed this. Over and out from Anton holding the mic, Marcus behind the keys. Boom! We're done. Ho-ho! Congratulations! So yesterday we launched HeadGain Academy and we promised that a bunch of you would win your own course pick. And the first winner is Diogo Chirolos! Woo! And the course he picked was this one. The 110 Steps Public Speaking. You have voice, you have body language, you have language, and you have ultimate. Well done, Diogo. Have fun with that. And the second person to win is Gabriela Alexandra Shirka. Wait, and what did she choose? She chose the storytelling course. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum, which contains chapters from storytelling and chapters from the 110 steps. Well, congratulations, Alexandra. And the second winner is Val Tarun, and she also picks the magical science of storytelling, the course. Hey, the course is yours, Val's coming your way. Next up is L.I. Hockey. You have won Death by Video Conference. It'll change the way that you deliver in front of a camera. It'll be mesmerizing to listen to you in the future. And the final winner is the Saturday Project. Da-da-da-da-dum. Sounds like a pretty cool name. And the course you chose was the 110 Steps of Excellence. So every single one from the study of the 5,000 speakers, well, the skills are yours, my friend. It'll be life-changing, I know it. Hey, that's the giveaway for this time. Public speaking rocks. And if you want to learn anything in more depth, go to headgain.com. It's the academy. My digital version of my brain. See you there. Så bara, hede, 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 hede.